Hi, and welcome to another balloon blog on Miyu's YouTube channel. Thanks for joining me today. So, in this video, I'm going to be experimenting with my Belbal Balloon Ace Print collaboration. I have a black one, you can see it right here, and then I also have a clear one, and you can see that right here, although because it's clear, you can't really see it really nicely on camera. So today I want to experiment how big I can get them to be, stretching them as much as I could until the point of popping. These are inflated, they weren't pre-inflated is what I mean, and were inflated only once. And this is how big one can be. So you can just compare it next to me right here. And so for this vlog as well, I'm going to be playing more of the black one, only because it translates better on camera than the clear one. As you can see right here, it's really hard to see it, but I'm telling you, I actually prefer the clear one than the black one, only because it does look so amazing in person. And I think this is much more of a beauty that you have to experience personally than you seeing it on camera. Such a beautiful thing. The print is also beautiful as well. You can see more on balloonace.com. So this is the standard Belbal 14-inch. Obviously it's overinflated, and so I'm now going to try and do more with another black Miyu print and see how big I can get it to be and compare it to this inflated only once kind of balloon. Alright, so let's do it. Alright, so I don't know how big this is compared to the other one. I definitely have to go back to it. And so you can see now that this the balloon that I just blew up is so much bigger than the other one. It doesn't seem like it's 14 inches, which is amazing. I love it when I stretch out my balloons. I'm actually quite nervous putting it right next to my face as I'm showing it to you. But this has been inflated once, and this is the second inflation. So I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go and see if I can make it bigger than it was a while ago. Alright, so I'm just gonna do that again, see if I can just carefully inflate it without it popping in my face. So let's do it. Look at how big that is now. Definitely just I was supposed to be more careful with that one. So let's try and do it again with another balloon that hasn't been inflated at all. So we're gonna try it again and see how it compares to the standard overinflated balloon right here. Okay, so let's try it one more time. Okay, so this is the first inflation. It does seem to be smaller than the other one, or maybe just about the same size. Slightly smaller. Maybe it's, sometimes balloons do have their own kind of sizing going on. some latex do stretch very well and then some just don't. However, for the first inflation, it is doing really well. So we're gonna try this one again and just... And now we're gonna go for the second inflation. The balloon a while ago didn't survive the third inflation. Okay, so this is the second inflation. The balloon a while ago definitely was much bigger than this one. Maybe, I don't know what happened with that balloon, but it was a freak of nature, I guess. And so now we have the second inflation of this balloon. Let's compare it to the other one. And you can see that it is faring quite well. I think they're about the same size now. And let's now see if we can go for third inflation. Alright, so third inflation, let's try and see if we can get much bigger balloon this time. And I'm going to also prepare my ears for any accidental pops. But I'm gonna try to be really, really careful this time. Alright, it's definitely much bigger than the first inflation, bigger than the second inflation, just a little bit much bigger than that. But I do feel that that latex is getting really, really soft now, which is amazing actually. So you can see now here, and I'm gonna just compare it with this one. As you can see, the one on top, the one that I'm inflating, is much bigger than the other one. I'm gonna just compare it right like here. And isn't it amazing that these are all Belbal 14 inches, but they are faring to be so much bigger than that. I love it when I stretch balloons up and see how big they can go. Alright, so I'm gonna put in a little bit more breaths into it, see how big it can take. I really hope I don't do any accidental blow to pops with this one, but I mean, we'll try. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there because I can feel the balloon getting really, really tight. But it does look absolutely majestic and super, super beautiful. This balloon is just looks so amazing, doesn't it? And it's so big as well. It's just like, if you put it next to me, you can see how big it is. And I'm gonna put in here the other one as well. These balloons are just amazing. Okay, so let's try the third inflation. I mean the fourth. Is it the fourth inflation now? And see if we can take it to a whole new other level. See if the balloon can take more stretching, a lot more air into it. And I really want that big difference between the standard balloon that I blew up after one inflation, and then compare it to this one, which I've inflated 4 times. Okay, so are we ready? Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna be really careful with it. I don't want it to pop. And I can feel that my electric pump the air is a bit hot now and I don't want to stress out that latex. So I'm just gonna let it sit like this and then blow into it really, really carefully, and see how many breaths I can put in here until I stop and just make sure that make sure that it doesn't pop yet. But just like very, very on the edge of popping. That's sort of the goal. Definitely the neck has a lot more space to stretch out. So let's do this. Alright. Yeah, I can feel the tightness, but definitely super, super tight. But it can take a couple more breaths. I'm just not sure about how stressed out that latex is. Sometimes it does pop accidentally when that latex has been stretched out a couple of times. So we're gonna do it one more time. I'm gonna put in 2 more breaths. One. And I think one last more before I become too nervous because it can pop in my face. Okay, so I think that is as big as it can go. The Miyu balloon prints, compared to the, look at how big that is compared to the standard second inflation balloon. That is definitely super, super stretched out. You can see the big difference of the four inflations and 2 inflations right here. And if you compare it to my size, that is almost as big as my actually, it is as big as my upper body, which is amazing. So if you do want to see more of these kinds of plays, please visit my store. I do play with a lot of these balloons there. And so, yeah, I'm gonna see you next time. And I hope you join my Discord server. I'm always there. See you on my weekly live streams. Bye bye!